Okay, we're unmuted still.
Already.
Dr. Woods.
Somebody stole all your fire trucks.
Yeah. How's my time? You.
It was in my COVID time.
Yeah.
But I got lazy. And then I let it grow out a little bit and then just let it. So this is my rough one. Or not rough one, it's semi-rough. It's coming off of these. Yeah. Gonna be pretty. During Christmas time, I'm gonna be a shepherd. During Easter, I don't know what you're doing.
Fluffy bunny. So you have to.
Why it could. No, but I've had it since November. And nobody's ever said anything. You and I was not. My wife says something.
I'm good. You're alive on YouTube.
That's great.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything that bad. I don't know why. You missed last year.
Yeah. That's a rough day. Well, are we all set? Anything else going on? Call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda that we need to be aware of?
Do have one, update a closed session under, Missouri State Revised State Statute, 610.021, paragraph 1, titled legal actions, causes of litigation involving a public government. And that is it. The rest of that on there is in error, so it's just that one item.
Make a motion then to approve the agenda as presented. All in favor? All right. We now have a quorum. We will move on to the opening of the meeting and let's look at February 10th regular board meeting minutes. And it should be also the executive session board minutes. Is there any discussion about those?
No, I'm making a motion to accept the minutes.
All right.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Financial report as of February 28th.
Yes, sir. And the assets in the checking accounts in the general fund at Bank Star, $656,985.83. The capital reserve at Bank Star, $615,935.83. And then the health reimbursement at Bank Star, $10,024 even. Total assets of $1,282,945.66. Current liabilities, 1,528 payroll liabilities. Total income expense per period, income $101,060.84 with expenses of $94,882.04.
Okay. I make a motion to present an ordinance 2104. We approve the financials as read and pay the bills as outlined in the check registry according to the ordinance. We have a motion.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ordinance 2104 carried. Fire marshal's report.
For the month of February, there were no building permits issued, no fees charged, and no fees collected. However, we've gotten a little busy here in the fire marshal's office over the past few weeks. We'll be issuing a rather large remodel project at Jefferson College. Emos is moving down to Brad and Tammy's Plaza, they bought the town up here in Harrison, 2021. And there's some other small projects along as well too, so things are picking up in that arena.
All right. Fire chief's incident reports.
For the month of February, we ran 88 alarms. It was obviously very cold in the middle of the month, several fires, no major fires within the Hillsborough Fire Protection District. We did an unfortunate fatality accident. It was on a highway between Pioneer and Business 21 on Monday night, Sunday night, 2/8. The road conditions were very, very poor that evening. Unfortunately, a gentleman was T-boned. We did get to have some good news out of that, though. Hopefully, you all saw on 222, we were able to rescue a dog that had fallen through the ice in an assist in Appleton. The dog, whose name was Cotton, is doing fine and dandy. So we actually made Fox 2 News for that. So good stuff.
Good stuff. You are there for sure.
And I want to point out too, and thank everybody here at the Hillsborough Fire Protection District. As you saw last month, we ran 88 calls. Last year we ran 1,022 calls, which averages out to 85.16 calls per month. March 1st through March 10th, we've run 50 calls already for the month. It has been ridiculously busy around here, and without everybody's help, we would not have made it. So it's been a good stuff, and having House 2 staff 24/7 has been an absolute godsend. So it's definitely the right decision taking that grant and all that stuff. So I digress and move on. There's still some pretty major issues with the CAD system up at Jefferson County 911. There's some things that they're not doing that they need to be doing. And I'll give you a perfect example. They're not calling specific trucks due to the way that they have the CAD set up. They're having some issues with unmanned trucks. So we've got 2 trucks here in our firehouse, and Jeffco will take it upon themselves to put one out of service if one goes out. They did that multiple times to a neighboring department down south. They've been touting this new program they're supposed to roll out, a cross-staffing manning type of program, so we can kind of track that on our end to help the dispatchers out, know what trucks are where and what's in service. But they've been very much sort of dragging their feet on getting this stuff fixed and addressed and moved forward. I so happened the other day, Jason was on a brush fire down in Potosi. I had stayed back here to take care of our district, and noticed within the CAD system, this is not the dispatcher's fault, I'm not blaming them at all, but Soda had a brush fire that they left sitting and pending for over 10 minutes and never dispatched the call. So needless to say, I chat with Chief Fitzgerald this morning, and he is not very happy over that. And ended up, I called Chief Fitzgerald on my cell phone and said, hey, you got a fire sitting and pending. And so luckily we did call him. The fire was within 50 feet of the house, so it's brush fire. So it may sooner than later come time for some action on the board's part, be it a letter, be it us sitting down and or at least me and Jason sitting down and outlining all the problems and getting a letter from the board saying, hey, it's time to get some action done. DeSoto rules going as far as possibly consulting with the council on getting some of the issues fixed moving forward. So just wanted to keep you abreast. Things are not getting much better at all. So
Why was it set in pending? What was
they were extremely busy.
Okay, I get that.
But they weren't that busy. But the nature of the calls were fairly serious and required a lot of different trucks. So I'm guessing it would they were too busy to
Just overwhelmed.
overwhelm at that point in time. But part of that overwhelming is because the CAD system
It's not.
is not fronted. So that's why, again, I said it's not the dispatcher's fault by any means. I'm fault on one bit. They're really struggling to be able to see what different units are in service and where they can pull some of this equipment from. And it's just not working yet to where it needs to be. And there's some very, very upset fire chiefs and EMS chiefs out there in this county. So
Did most of the dispatch people use the CAD system, around the state of Missouri? Is that a popular?
Yeah.
not Logis.
So why were they, that,
The sheriff wanted it.
No.
It's bottom line, the sheriff wanted the new CAD system for the law enforcement side of things. He's got several people on the board up there, and that's what happened. We were also promised a lot of stuff by the Logis representatives. That didn't happen. We were promised a lot of stuff that this was supposed to be the end all, fix all to a lot of our problems. I'm a firm believer in getting the closest equipment, but the way they're doing it now is not getting the right closest equipment. So there needs to be some movement on this at some point in time. So I'll keep you guys in the loop, and we'll continue on with that. So the new bumper officially went in service on the 25th of February. So we're excited to announce that. It's already seen multiple fires, any type of calls you can imagine. So
No hiccups with it yet?
no, not yet. Not that we know of. It's coming. Every new truck has hiccups. On the administration side of things, no major issues with COVID. We're doing very well. Nobody's had any problems. We've reduced the district operational level to orange. We'll go back to yellow again now that Jefferson County as a whole is in yellow. So that's a good thing for next month. We'll be ready to rock and roll. So nobody has any COVID and nobody has any issues at this point in time. The new employees are doing great, fitting into our little family here at Hillsborough Fire. So again, like I said, they've made a huge difference already, and I appreciate each and every one of them, and they've been very beneficial. We're tracking some various metrics to see how that's reducing response time out to that side of the district, and we're going to have some good hardcore statistical data. I'm kind of waiting until next week. It'll be about the 1 month time frame that they've been out there, so we can kind of see how that looks and possibly use that as a selling point for the tax too. As I requested in the last board meeting, we're in the process of adding Stephanie Jackson to the internet side of our banking, just so she can download statements, transfer money, and stuff like that. So we're working with Bankstar on getting that done. Year-end report is complete, and we'll talk about that under new business. With the fleet, the annual inspections and preventative maintenance were complete on all trucks in February. 6524 in the reserve pump that we talked about have that rear brakes, which we bolted. And 6524 had the brakes done. The reserve truck needed tires, so it got tires put on it today. Just unfortunately, the cost of doing business, and we'll figure out how to cost share that reserve truck. For the month of February, there was 1,135 hours of training completed, which is awesome. Obviously, the new hires encompassed a whole lot of those hours. We had a lot of old folks. I say old folks. Older firefighters coming in, working with the new people, getting training hours, doing some practical skill stuff. So everybody's been hitting it real hard, and I appreciate what everybody has done in the training arena. So car seat installation and Stephanie and our conjunction with the health department's been going very good. She has been busy with that. I mean, she's been doing 3 or 4 a day some days. So it's a good thing, and it's good taken care of. So it's important to have the kids buckled in safely. So putting out some good content on our new hires, obviously. Hope you saw some of the videos and introduction stuff that she did. Very good. Yeah. And the community seems to like that stuff as well too. We are continuing with all the CPR classes for the daycares and Jefferson, Franklin Community Action Group, and all these people that have staff that have to have it to continue on with their employment or state license requirements or something else that requires them to get it. All right. Next and final thing under the chief's report is just an update on the tax increase. Been working hard on trying to get the word out, talking to a lot of people. Multiple social media posts have gone out, some news releases have gone out. There'll be another news article in the Leader going out about it at some point. I talked to Kevin Carter today. So they're doing a 1-year COVID anniversary thingy, whatever they're doing. But after that, they're gonna hit the election hardcore. I'll have a morning spot on the radio with Ryan over at KJFF at some point on the tax increase. They're very huge supporters of fire, police, and EMS, and schools and all that. So that's a good agency to have on our site. We're going to do a virtual Q&A session, first one on Monday, and then again the Monday right before the election for anyone who wants more information. So yard signs have been ordered. We're able to order about 40 of them. So look for those coming out here really soon. There'll be a mailer going out the week of March 22nd. So, and all this has been paid for by donations and our citizens committee. And get all that information out. So we're going to have some folks at the polls as well too. They're just there to answer questions if anybody has any. They will not be approaching anybody. And, you know, they're with the sign, support your firefighters or however that's going to look. So, so far the feedback, I haven't seen anything negative, nor have I heard anything really negative at this point in time. So.
Any discussion on that? All right, communications? Nothing?
I don't have anything for you guys.
Okay. Old business, legislative update.
I included in your packet some of the stuff we talked about last month at the board meeting, the elimination of personal property tax. Specifically included in there was Senate Bill 24. Bad bill for everybody all around. I read some of the, I'm a member of the Missouri Physical Oversight Group, which consists of political subdivision leaders, school district leaders, and stuff like that. So we could weigh in on bills and submit various reports. There was about 20 agencies that had submitted what their financial impacts were, various political subdivisions, counties, and things like that across the state of Missouri, and the loss of revenue will be in the billions. People will lose jobs. The state of Missouri economy will definitely take a big hit from all of this. So we did talk with some of our lobbyists that we have up in Jeff City, and we did develop a letter to get sent out to some people. Our representative Shane Rhodes, who's the 111 district rep, is in favor of this, unfortunately. Mike McGurl, who is the 118 rep out of Potosi, covers this area as well. We're kind of, the northern part of our district is 111, and kind of the central and other portions cover Mike McGurl's 118. We've also reached out to Lane Gannon and Senator Eigel himself, just to tell them that we think this is a very terrible idea to cut people's livelihoods like this.
Is he from St. Charles?
Yes.
He was on cable yesterday, and they were saying that they needed like 15 more Republicans to go along with it, and they would know by tomorrow if that's going to happen. It's going to be voted on this afternoon, I thought, or the.
And I think it failed. From what I understand. But it's not dead in the
Oh,
water.
no,
There are so many places that they're trying to do this to. And all it is a way for them to buy votes and say, look what I did, I cut your taxes. We have to be also lost $4 million in the school district and 60 teachers, and now all the kids have, 30 kids in the classroom. So it's a terrible idea, and there's zero thought process behind what is going on. If you're going to eliminate personal property tax, at least make a provision that it can be made up under the real estate tax act. You can't just cut the legs out from people like this. So
if they really look at it, they're not gaining anything. At least the citizens are. They're not having to pay the personal property in Jefferson County showing on paper, but it's gonna be made up somewhere. So, and if it's gonna be real estate tax,
Or
Gas
gas,
tax.
sales, it's gonna get,
you're gonna pay tax.
well, and you're going after, we're not big government.
No.
We're your neighbors. They're coming after your neighbors. They're coming after your community. They are coming after people you know and affecting people's livelihoods. And really, if you think about it, police, EMS, fire, schools, irregardless of your thoughts with, COVID, but the health department and all that they do that's why we're not a third world country, because we have all these services. I agree. Let's get the federal government. They can stay in DC and stay away from our local areas. But our state reps can stay in Jeff City and stay away from our local areas as well too. And the reason they're doing this is because it doesn't affect them one bit. They're getting free votes, and it does not affect the bottom line of the state one bit. So
The average person that's gonna be because we're gonna cut your taxes, you're not gonna have to pay personal property tax anymore. You won't have to do this, you don't have to do. Well,
Senator Roden told me, he goes, "What's a windfall?" I go, "Really, Shane?" And I've known Shane forever. I said, "I'm going to get a one-time extra $600 in my pocket, and that's going to be a windfall to the local economy. Everybody's going to go spend it, and we're going to see this increase in revenue." I said, "That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my life." But he's all for it. So, but I just wanted to give you the update. It's bad. Bad bills coming down the pipe. Hopefully we can get through this session without this passing, but next year.
I think, you'll probably get through it this time, but not next time.
Well, I mean, as long
As long as we can get
and I
common
am,
sense.
I am a very non-partisan political person. And I hate bringing politics into it, but this is just a fact. As long as the Republicans control the state of Missouri, they will try to cut anything that they can in order to say, "Look what I did."
Heavy rescue trailer update.
Yeah, we are moving forward with getting prices on tools and getting that trailer cleaned up and logoed. You guys approved that $10,000. We will be spending probably $1,500 of that $10,000 to, get our logos and stuff like that on that trailer and get it cleaned up. They've already painted the roof of it, so it looks a little bit better, a lot better actually. But we are proceeding with that, and hopefully we'll have that thing ready to rock and roll within a couple of months. So.
All right, shared apparatus.
Yeah, we're moving forward with that, still working through some of the issues. There is a copy of a proposed agreement in your board packet. That is nothing more this month than for you to take home for the next month and mull over. That is off to our attorneys now to get her to take a look at it, make any changes that need to kind of get made on our end, and it shouldn't be any sort of problem. I don't know if I mentioned this at the last board meeting, but this ties back to some of the repairs with that truck. Mappaville got in a vehicle accident with one of their frontline pumpers. They rented a truck from a local fire sales apparatus sales company. My truck broke on them. So now they're renting that truck from us. So we're going to eventually get $300 per day for their use of that truck, obviously from their insurance company. And we can use some of that money to pay for the upkeep and repairs on that truck as well too. So, but yeah, this is just for you guys to look at, mull over, suggestions, or throw my way if you want. If you got anything?
Did I see where you were gonna keep it when it's not used by others here?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. That's one thing that's gonna have to come out of there.
Okay.
Just because we don't have room.
Right.
I don't know where we're gonna keep it. So again, this agreement was written by a DeSoto Rules attorney. So it's definitely tweakable. So.
Anything more on older business that we need to discuss? If not, then the year-end report, please.
Yeah, I'm happy to present to you guys our year-end report. We spent lots of hours working on the content of this. Stephanie did the putting together of it. I think it turned out great. There's a lot of good information in there. We have shared that out to the district residents, and I appreciate everybody that put in time and effort to add content to this. Anything from district demographics, our equipment overview, our response area hazard, highlights from last year, grants that we received, COVID update and kind of our operational approach to COVID, our alarm statistic overview for the year, kind of comparing the past couple of years to each other. So break down incidents by day, by month, days of the week, hours. These are some of our new apparatus. Discussion about training, community outreach, our fire prevention bureau inspections and all that good stuff. So I think it turned out wonderful, and I really appreciate everybody's help. Something we've been needing to do for a very, very long time here at the Hillsborough Fire District. We wanted to have this done last year, but then the stinking pandemic hit.
Yeah, sure.
But we got it done this year.
Have we been using the ATV on the main brush fire?
Yeah, we actually I took it out to assist Cedar Hill on Saturday night, Sunday night, off of local Hillsborough Road. And it's gone out a few other times.
Did well?
So yeah, oh yeah, it goes well. So
Used the heck out of it when it was snowing.
yeah, I mean we
A lot of plowing.
a lot of plowing, kept up with a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man, and it looks like all the events around town will be a go this summer. Hillsborough Days. I haven't heard officially, but I can only guess by the post the Civic Club put out yesterday that the fair will be a go and all that. So it'll definitely get its fair share of use this year. So yeah, it's doing good.
Anything that we need to discuss any further in open business? All right, then let's go to closed session. Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, see you guys.
Meeting over.
Yeah.
The resilience, the rebounding nature of this woman is why she's held that championship so long. Start again. Going for Storm Zero. Tony Storm on a big counter. Long strike. Storm trying to answer back. Gets cut. Cuts face. Cuts face. Celebrating by each strike.